The regular customer who died 2 years ago climbed into my taxi again tonight. I've been driving a taxi in this city for 13 years. After long enough, you start to recognize regulars. I'll call him Mr. Yamada. Every Friday, late at night, he'd flag me down. The destination was always the same, an old apartment building in the North District. 2 years ago, in autumn, a fellow driver told me Yamada had been found dead in that apartment. Alone. No one had checked on him for days. After that, I started avoiding that route every Friday. No particular reason. Tonight was no different, 2 a.m., the city quiet. Then I saw a familiar dark coat in my rearview mirror. The door opened. The man got in. North District, he said. The voice was identical. I couldn't bring myself to look back. The meter ran. The GPS responded. Everything appeared completely normal. But in the mirror, something about his face was wrong. His eyes, he never blinked. Not once. 10 minutes later, we arrived at the apartment. Thank you, he said, handing me cash. I counted the change and turned around. The seat was empty. The door had never made a sound. Nothing remained on the seat, just a faint chill in the air. I checked the receipt. In the destination field, there was writing I hadn't put there. I just wanted to go home. I got out and looked up at the building. Room 303. The window of the room where Yamada died, the light was on. The next morning I told my supervisor. He silently opened a filing cabinet and pulled out a single sheet of paper. It was an incident report from 2 years ago, another driver, same night, same passenger. It wasn't my name. That driver had never come to work the next morning. I still avoid the North District every Friday, but I don't think I can avoid it forever. The woman in the back seat never once stopped laughing, for 20 solid minutes. This happened last winter, sometime past 3 a.m. I picked up a woman who flagged me down near the entertainment district. Black coat, long black hair. She looked to be in her early 30s. She gave me the address, and then, she began to laugh. Softly at first, I assumed she was drunk. 5 minutes later, she was still laughing. No words, just a low, constant laugh filling the car. I glanced at the rearview mirror, and I froze. Her face wasn't there, no reflection. Her body was there, her coat was there, just no face in the glass. My heart hammered. I kept my eyes forward and kept driving. We're almost there, I managed to say. Yes, I know, she said, still laughing. When we entered the residential area, the laughing stopped. Here, please. It was the entrance to a narrow alleyway, no lights at all. I turned around to collect the fare. The seat was empty. The windows and doors were still closed. The next morning I told a coworker. His face went pale. That place, I know it. I dropped someone off there too. What did the passenger look like? I asked. Black coat, long black hair, laughing the whole time. Neither of us said anything for a moment. He pulled out his phone and opened the map. That alley didn't appear on any map. No matter how many times we searched, that spot was just blank. I've refused late rides after 3 a.m. ever since. But sometimes, alone in the car at night, I still hear it, that laugh. After passing through the same tunnel for the 7th time, he understood he was trapped. I heard this from an acquaintance who drove long-haul trucks. It happened late at night on a mountain road in the countryside. He passed through a short tunnel, and saw a familiar road sign ahead. Wait, I just passed that. He hadn't turned around. The road had been straight the whole way. He drove back through the tunnel, and came out at the same sign again. 3rd time, 4th time, the scenery never changed. His GPS kept saying, continue straight toward destination. On the fifth pass, he saw a figure on the shoulder of the road. An old woman, hunched over, facing down. He pulled over and rolled down his window. Are you okay? She slowly raised her head. She had no eyes. He floored the accelerator and dove into the tunnel for a sixth time. In the darkness, a voice came from behind him. Why are you running? He couldn't look back. He kept his eyes on the road and pushed forward. He exited the seventh tunnel, and the landscape finally changed. He came down the mountain and out into a flat area he recognized. He reached the truck terminal 30 minutes later. While unloading, he told a colleague. I've heard about that, the colleague said. That tunnel. It was built over a village that got buried in a landslide decades ago. The whole village. No survivors at all. He went pale. The old woman with no eyes. Probably one of the villagers. Maybe she just wanted someone to stay. On the return trip, he took a different route. Even if it added 2 hours, he refused to enter that tunnel again. But the next month, a job came in that required the same route. He told me he still stops for a moment at the tunnel entrance every time. Every time he goes through, the passenger seat gets a little colder. The road I drove down that night does not exist on any map. That is the only fact I have left. I was cruising the suburbs late at night when an old man flagged me down. Take me to the shrine at the top of the mountain, he said. I'd never heard of the shrine, but he said he'd give me directions, so I let him in. Turn right here, take that slope, he spoke quietly and steadily. After 5 minutes, I was on a road I didn't recognize. Paved, but not a single streetlight. What road is this? I asked. He didn't answer. I checked the clock. 1:30 a.m. About 20 minutes up the mountain, we arrived at a stone staircase leading to a shrine. Thank you. Keep the fare, the old man said. But the meter, I started, then I saw it. The meter had been frozen at 1:30 a.m. the entire time. 20 minutes had passed, but the clock had never moved. The old man climbed the steps without looking back. I turned around and drove back the way I came. But in 10 minutes, I was back on the main road. That was wrong. It had taken nearly 30 minutes to get up there. The next day, I tried to find that road on a map. No app could find it. It wasn't there. The satellite view showed the entire mountain as dense forest. No road, no structure, nothing. I called the city's cultural affairs office. There is no shrine by that name registered in this city. However, the official continued, there used to be one, 30 years ago. It was buried in a landslide. We can't even locate the ruins anymore. I couldn't speak. What did the passenger look like? The official asked quietly. I tried to picture the old man's face. I couldn't. Everything was blurry, everything except his voice. I checked my drive log. No record of any trip during that time. According to every system I have, I wasn't anywhere that night. I didn't realize until the next morning that last night's passenger had been dead for 3 years. At our company, employees using taxis for late shifts wasn't unusual. 3 years ago, a coworker I'll call Tanaka died in an accident on his way home from a night shift. I attended both his wake and his funeral. I saw him in the casket with my own eyes. Last night, past 2 a.m., a passenger flagged me down. He was built just like Tanaka. I told myself there are people who look alike. I let it go. Near the office, he said. It was the station closest to our company building. Good work today, I said. It came out naturally. Yeah, you too, he replied. In the rearview mirror, his face looked like Tanaka's again. You look like someone I used to work with, I said. Is that so? he said, and looked out the window. He passed away, I added. I don't know why I kept talking. So I heard, he said quietly. The conversation died. Only the radio filled the silence. As we neared the destination, he said, "Can I ask you something? Do you think the accident was your fault?" I couldn't answer. There had been rumors that I'd made a dispatch error that sent Tanaka to his death. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "I wasn't looking for an apology," he said. "I just wanted someone to hear it." We arrived at the office. The moment I reached for the meter, the back seat was empty. The door hadn't opened, neither had any window. The next morning I told an accounting clerk at the office. She looked down. Tanaka always came back around that time on his last night. "In a taxi you dispatched." I went and pulled out my shift log without a word. 3 years ago, that night, I was the one on duty. The taxi I sent was the one that brought him to the site of his death. Maybe, after 3 years, my "I'm sorry" finally reached him.